Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about depth sorting or you can say painter's algorithm. So this algorithm basically works just as painter do its painting. So while we are doing painting, what we are doing, first we'll draw the objects which are more distance. Later we'll come to the objects which are closing to the viewing plane. Okay, so just like if you are drawing natural scene, then what you will do first, you will draw the sky first, then you will draw mountains, then the nearest objects like trees, rivers, and other things. So similarly, this algorithm will work. So here in Painter's algorithm, we'll draw the object according to the depth of the object. So the distant object which is having the highest depth that will be drawn first and later will come to the nearest object. Okay, so surfaces are basically sorted in the increasing order of the depth. And to resolve the ambiguities, we'll split the polygons if necessary. Now, surfaces are converted in the order of the surface which is having the greatest depth. So, what is the basic principle behind this algorithm? So, each layer of paint, which is the polygon surface, or we can say the surface of the object that will cover up the previous layer while drawing. So mostly this is the concept of overlapping. So we have to check for the overlapping of different objects. So if some object is overlapping behind some other object, then we need to decide which object will seen by the viewing plane or what would be visible to the viewer. So that has to be decided in this algorithm. So you can see from this figure, here we are having two surfaces, surface S1 and surface S2, and we can easily see that surface S1 is behind the surface S2. Okay, so now how to decide this order, that which surface is visible and which surface is overlapped behind some other surface. So basically this coordinates, here we are taking x-axis and z-axis. So here we can see that z mean 1 is greater than z max 2. So if this condition satisfies, z mean 1 is greater than z max 2, then we can easily say that surface S1 is behind the surface S2. Okay, and so S1 is first converted and then S2, and this will go on as long as there is no overlap. So if depth overlap occurs, additional comparisons are necessary to reorder the surfaces. So we are having different ways to decide which surface is in front of some other surface and which surface is behind the some other surface. So there are four conditions that we need to check for this particular thing. So those four tests are here. So first condition is the boundary rectangle in the xy plane for the two surfaces do not overlap. The second condition is the surface S is completely behind the overlapping surface relative to the viewing position. Third one is the contrast to the second condition, that is the overlapping surface is completely in front of the relative surface to the viewing position. And the fourth condition is the projection of the two surfaces onto the view plate do not overlap. So you have to check for this condition. If sub condition passes, then we do not need to check for the other conditions. But if all four condition fails, then we need to do reordering of the surfaces. Okay. So tests must be performed in order as specified. So all four tests should be performed sequentially. If any of the four tests is true, then we need to proceed to the next overlapping surface. But if all four conditions fails, then we need to reorder the surface. That means we need to change the order of the surfaces. Okay, so let's check the first test. So it says that the boundary rectangle in the xy plane for the two surfaces do not overlap. Okay, so that means we need to project the particular surfaces into the x plane. Okay, so you can see from the figure here we are having edges from surface S1 and S2 to the x-axis. So here we can easily say that all four edges are not overlapping with each other. So here condition 1 pass. Okay, so as condition 1 pass, we do not need to check for the other 3 conditions, and we can easily say that here surface S2 is behind the surface S1. So S1 is closest to the viewing plane, and later we are having the surface S2. Okay, but if we have an overlap, then we need to go to the next condition, that is case 2. So here we are having test 2. It says that surface S is completely behind the overlapping surface relative to the viewing position. So if your surface is completely behind some overlapping surface, then what we need to do? So here you are having two surfaces, surface S1 and surface S2, and you can easily see here that surface S1 is completely behind the surface S2. Okay? And there are some calculations for checking whether surface S1 is behind or surface S1 is in front of the other surface. We'll see that calculations later. And the third condition is totally contrast to the second condition. So if your second condition fails, then you have to check for the condition 3. Okay, so now it states that the overlapping surface is completely in front of the relative viewing position. Okay, so here we can see here that S1 is behind the surface S2, but it is not completely behind the surface S2. Some portion of S1 is still visible to the view. Okay, so if some conditions, if this kind of condition is there, then test 2 fails. Why? Test 3 passes over here. Okay, so now what we need to do for this condition, how we can check this condition, what are the calculations behind this condition. Okay, so we know that the plane equations for different polygons are, so here we are using two polygons, we are having two surfaces, surface S1 and surface S2. So surface, we can say that surface S1 is having the equation a1 x1 b1 y1. Sorry, suppose surface S1 is having the equation a1 x1 plus b1 y1 plus c1 z1 plus d1 is equal to 0. And let's say polygon S2 or surface S2 is having the polygon equation a2 x2 plus b2 y2 plus c2 z2 plus d2 is equal to 0. Okay. Now, first, what we need to do is we have to set the equations for surface S2 such that the surface S2 is towards the viewing position. The second thing you need to do is substitute the coordinates of all vertices of S1. So which are the coordinates of S1? Those are A1, B1, C1 and D1. So put all these coordinates of S1 into the plane equation of S2. Okay, and check for the sign whether it is negative or positive. So this is as per the inside outside test. So what does inside outside test suggest? That if this plane equation, by putting the values of all these coordinates, if we are getting the value greater than 0, that means that point is outside the polygon. If we are getting value less than or equal to 0, then we can say that that particular point is inside the polygon. So same thing we are doing over here. We are checking that some particular polygons, different vertices are inside some other polygon, or it is in front of some other polygon. Okay. So now third step is to check that if all vertices of S1 are inside S2, then so if this condition passes, that means S1 is behind S2. And when this condition passes, so for all vertices of S1, if the plane equation value is less than 0, just like the test 2 and figure 1, okay, that we have seen earlier, then we can say that that particular surface is inside S2. That means here for this condition, S1 is behind the polygon S2. That means here test 2 passes. Okay. Now if this fails, then we have to check for the third condition. And what does it state? So if all vertices of S1 are outside S2, okay, that means S1 is in front of S2, and for that value of our plane equation is greater than 0. So now you have to check for all this condition, and this four conditions basically satisfy your test 2 and test 3. So any of the condition passes, then you don't have to go for the next condition. But if both of these condition fails, then we have to check for the test 4. So what does test 4 says? So it states the projection of the two surfaces onto the view plane do not overlap. Okay. So here we are having three figures. So this is the first figure. We can check the projection of XY. That here we don't have any kind of overlapping in XY plane. So here two objects are there, or we can say two surfaces are there, which are not overlapping with each other. Okay. While in this particular figure, we can see that this particular portion is overlapped by the other surface. Okay. Same way we can say for this figure also, that is S2 is being overlapped by the S1 at some extent. Okay. So if test 4 fails, then what we need to do? We need to reorder the surfaces. That means we need to change the order of surfaces that we have taken earlier. And if test 4 passes, then we'll move to the next overlapping surface. Okay, so what does we have seen? So all four tests, we'll revise it again. So first test is to check for the boundary rectangle in the XY plane, whether two surfaces are overlapping or not. Second, you have to check whether S is completely behind the overlapping surface. In third, we need to check whether the surface is completely in front of the overlapping surface. And fourth condition is to check for the projection overlap. So if all four tests are failed, then we need to go for the reordering the surfaces. And if any of the surface passes the condition, then we'll take the order of that surface and we move to the other side. So this is how this algorithm will work. Okay, and here is the algorithm. So we have to start the algorithm by sorting all polygons by its Z value, keeping the largest Z value first. That means the distant objects should come first, and later we move to the closest objects. Step 3, that is we need to scan convert the polygons and we need to check for all four conditions. So all four conditions are applied, and if any conditions is success, then test with the single overlapping polygon allows F to be painted, and then particular polygon will be painted according to the condition. Okay, so here we complete the lecture.